Hi, my name is Peter O'Shea. I'm the owner of American Dry Basement Systems. We're on site at a home that already has a waterproofing system put in. We're going to be tearing this system out. We're going to show you as we're tearing it out how it works and then how you could really improve on it. Now this system basically stops here partway down the one side wall, but we're getting water coming out of the end around here, and this, when you get heavier rains, was actually pooling and flooding. One of the limits of this type of system is that whenever they get to an obstacle or an obstruction, they just do a right angle and then they work their way around it. So what they did here was, did a right angle, they came across the floor, did another right angle, and they came over to here. Now basically what we have is an entire slab that water fills up. They've left an opening back in here that allows the water to go in to get into this gutter system, and when it gets high enough, supposedly work its way over to a pump and then be pumped up out away from the house. If we were to take a look at this, yeah, and if you can see, the bubble is right in the middle of the two lines, which is showing that there's virtually no pitch here. The further that you are away from where the pump basket is, would be the higher part of the pitch. So we're just about as far away from the pump as you can get, and there's virtually no pitch. And once again, the bubble is right in the middle. The trench is about 5 inches wide, of which has the gutter. And then we're going to see as we take it out, you'll probably have a little bit of stone on the inside of the gutter and then re-cement it over. But if you follow, you can see there's water lines where water's wicking up from underneath the floor and not getting to the gutter system. And as we work our way around, we're going to get to this corner, and then the system turns around and it comes out to a spot where you can see there's a cap that comes off. And this is a clean out. This gives access down into the system, and it tells a few different things. You can see when water comes through there, it goes underneath the gutter rather than jumping up over that lip. So the only way that water can actually flow through this gutter is if it fills up all the way around both sides of it, and which means the entire floor is now sitting in water. So we've taken out about an inch and a quarter of floor, and we go down and there's water down here. We removed what is about a handful of stone, which kind of matches up when I've watched videos about how this company installs it. It's a little handful of stone. At least it's an accurate depiction of what's going on. But if you look right down here, my finger goes right underneath. You notice this isn't coming up. I'm putting my hand in underneath the gutter. There's no way that this water is going to get into the gutter until that water fills up to this level here. I don't know whether you can see that or not, but this level right here, and then the whole floor is sitting in water. You can tell this floor has gotten sandy from absorbing water for a long time. The way that you want to go about solving a water problem is to get this level of water down several inches, 10 to 12 inches below, and if you can manage water down at that level, you don't have any of this. You don't have the floor turning into sand and then constantly absorbing water and evaporating the water out and causing your basement to be damp. It's amazing how easily this system just breaks up and comes out. But if we look at the corner, I suspect that there's not going to be a bottom piece to it. That's what we run into on a regular basis. So this system is set up so that there supposedly has a pitch on it and carries the water all the way around to where the pump is, and then it would pump the water out away. But what really happens with this type of system is, here, it's held together with duct tape, but look at the bottom. Here's the system. It's not continuous. And if you look at this, this is just a top piece that allows you to keep the concrete so you can replace the concrete. And a gutter that stops here, another gutter that starts here, and this does nothing to facilitate the run of water through this thing. So it's basically an overflow system that allows water to fill up within the depth of the floor the whole floor sits in water, and you're just never going to get your basement dry with that type of setup. Okay, you can see we just took this system out, and you have standing water within the depth of the floor. If you notice the quality of the concrete here, it's not often that you can peel away concrete and scrape it away with just gloves on your hand. That's because it's constantly sitting in water and absorbing that water, and the water breaks down the concrete over time because it absorbs through it, reacts with the lime in the concrete. Like this. So let's see, we're at another corner here. Let's see. Once again, soaking wet underneath the corner, and the corner has no bottom to it. So it's just that this corner is just to facilitate the repouring of the floor. It's soaking wet, and there's standing water all the way around here, and there's no water here. So there's absolutely no way that that water is flowing through this trench to get over to where the pump is. It just shows you, it's standing water, it's an inch or two deep over here, and nothing here. So this system is a complete and utter failure. And that's dry, and the other area is soaking wet. There's no way this system was set up correctly in order to alleviate the water problem. We have piles of this stuff at the office where we tear them out for when they're put into a situation like this where it's the wrong system for this water problem, for this type of foundation. Okay, so now here's their only access into the system. All that drainage supposedly flowing in here, and there's dirt up all around it, and it looks like no flow of water is going through here, but this system routinely gets overwhelmed, but none of it flows to where it should be, to that pump. Done correctly, this basement should never ever have any type of seepage. Nothing was done to facilitate the flow of water to this pipe or to ever imagine that it could get to the basket, to the pump. Now, one of the things with this system is that if it does get water in it, it holds, when water percolates back out after a dry period, it actually holds a little bit of water in it sometimes, and that tends to grow a bacteria called iron ochre. So they leave these grates so they can go in with a power washer and flush them out. Has to do with no pitch, and they manage the water so high up within the depth of the floor that they clog a lot. And there's one of the pieces that they have, and they put these periodically around their systems so they can get in and flush them out. And that's about it for what their drainage is. We're going to tear the rest of this system out, and then we're going to show you how to put real drainage in that will effectively manage the water in a way that the entire floor stays completely dry. And as always, if you have questions about your particular type of foundation, give us a call, look us up at americandry.com, or put a question in below, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.